Hello everybody, my name is GrimReaper2458 and it's kind of been a while. Um, Sorry I haven't been uploading a lot. It's been kind of hectic around here, but we're gonna try and put out a video today, and we'll see how that goes. So today we're doing a video on a blaster that I took part in Mr. Nathan's Merge Masters competition. It's a competition that was originated by the Nerf subreddit in early 2015 and got closed down at some point, and then Mr. Nathan decided to reopen it this year on his own Discord server and all of his socials and whatnot. So I'm going to be showing you guys my entry into this competition, and I hope you guys really enjoy it. So let's get into it. So, what better way to do a competition than start with the most intense build that I've ever done. So, there's a lot of things going on in this build, and I'll break it down to the most simplest terms I can, and the most easiest way to follow along with this. So, as you can tell, a lot of the back half of this build is inspired by Hugin's Claw, which is a build that I forgot the person who made it, but I'll put a picture up. It has a lot of the similarities with the Zeus stock and the rough cut plating and the top here and whatnot, but this is its own thing in my way. That's not a direct copy of his, but it is deeply inspired by it. So in the back here we have a Zeus stock from KT in that video that I made where he sold me a bunch of blasters. That Zeus was put into this, and then right here is a flipped around Maverick slide that was trimmed up and used as a side panel. We have a rough cut that was flipped around and mounted to cover up the gap here. We have a piece of a Rapid Strike's battery compartment. The cap of the Hyperfire, where it was probably like on the top section of it. We have the side plate from here down and around here of a Centurion barrel. We obviously have our main blaster here, which is a Raven with a cut off battery tray to make a more slimmer look. And then we have a reversed strong arm slide onto a Hyperfire, onto a Alpha Hawk underbelly section. I actually have one right here. It's this section just flipped around, because usually it's up like this. And we also have the grill section here from the Alpha Hawk here, but it was cut into many pieces so it could line up with the Raven's original grill pieces, because this does not originally match up with that. And it was extended out to accommodate for the width of the Raven, because the Alpha Hawk is a very thin blaster, so it wouldn't accommodate that, so this is to cover up the gap that's in here. And then right here we have a piece of a Vulcan that was cut and put on here to cover up the hole that was originally on the side of the Raven that was for the side rail. And then over here we have a Hyperfire's grip guard with a lot of filling done to it and a lot of smoothing. And then it stops right around here, and then this is the front bit of the Raven that was cut off and replaced here. And then right here is the modulus mediator barrel attachment that was undermounted. It's stock, I didn't feel like modifying an air blaster. And then up top here is a Halo M4 rifle, which I specifically bought off of Amazon just to put in this build. So I bought a brand new blaster, it was on sale, just put on here. And then this is the side piece of a Magnus. And then on this side, we have all of the same things going on, except there's just a little bit of differences going on. We also have the feature of a sledge fire piece here to cover up the battery, or the motor cover here. And we also have the side piece of a long shot front gun here to act as just a different kind of piece to put there. And I believe that's every blaster piece. I think I counted it out to 13 if you count every little piece. But this was put in the Gestalt entry, which requires 6 or more blasters, I believe. So this absolutely surpassed that, which I'm very happy about because it's kind of a nimble blaster, although it's not ginormous, gigantic, enormous. Over here we have a switch over here that I believe, turns on the LED that I drilled and put into here. So you just turn it on with your thumb, turns on and off. When you remove the magazine, the voltmeter turns on. This is a X-Shot long shot magazine, by the way, if anyone was wondering. And this thing is supporting a OFP cage that I got in a random modified Raven. It has blaster part wheels and Fang revamp motors. And when you rev the blaster, I have LEDs that turn on when you rev the blaster to act like it's heating up or whatever. And there is a small bit of lore with this thing. The name Not Ready to Die is from my favorite song from Avenged Sevenfold. That's why there is the Avenged Sevenfold logo here, A7X. And as you can tell, this thing is weathered, but it's not rusted too terribly much. It's just kind of beat and smoked. I have another blaster that's in the same theme of red, black, and white. It'll be shown on its own video, but it's a really, really nice blaster. But the lore of these is they were both used as weapons to defend a oncoming force. I don't really know the force yet, but it was on a planet that had a bunch of fire kind of just illuminating from it, and they needed to eliminate every enemy in that planet so they could reclaim it. And so this thing was used and was picked up again, but it was all smoked out because of all the fires that went on. It also features some friction tape, which is used in like motor repairing to cover up a bunch of flaws in the blaster, honestly. But this is common with suppressors to have a kind of wrap around it. This is just to cover up a bunch of the crappy paint that went on there. And I also did this with the handle to give it kind of a more grippy feel. And also on the magazine, just to give it some kind of flair. The blaster includes a stock Raven trigger with a stock Rev trigger with a Containment Crew 3D printed mag release, which is my favorite Raven mag release. It's very snappy and just feels really, really nice. And you can reach it all the way down here, or you can really choke up on it. I've never had any issues with one, so that was really cool. The battery is housed in the Zeus's part here. It was just been hollowed out, so this entire section is room for batteries. It's also been smooth casted, so this thing has a little bit of weight to it, which I really like that because it doesn't feel like it can snap in half. Speaking of which, I used Permatex which actually bonds the plastic together and will melt the plastic together. And this stuff is stronger than the actual plastic, so if I was to break this over my knee, for whatever reason, the plastic would actually break first before the bonds would. So that's really nice. Going to be firing out of its original magazine. I believe it holds 15 rounds? I'm not sure. I know the X-Shot magazine doesn't really like this whole system, so we'll see if this thing jams. It's more in here for looks than anything else. See, it like pinches the fucking magazine. Yep, so I'm gonna put another Nerf brand magazine and see how well that does. Gonna be firing using a Rapid Strike magazine. Hopefully this does a lot better. It likes it a lot better, probably because it's made for it. Now I'm going to be just firing off the mediator. Again, it's stock, so it's not going to be amazing. But yeah, this thing is really, really nice. It's the original Ravens mech, but it has some reinforcements back here. It has a retention spring put in it, so it has a little bit more of a harder trigger pull, but I like it that way. So let's get back to talking about this thing. Alright, I think that's gonna do it for Not Ready to Die's whole overview video. I really hope you guys like it. I don't know if it's gonna win the competition, but there are some really, really nice blasters in that competition. So, I'm just really looking forward to everyone seeing this, and a lot of people have said a lot of positive things about it. So, just crossing my fingers. But anyways, I hope you guys at least like this blaster. I certainly do. It's really, really comfortable. I have some people to thank for some pieces. First of all, KT with the Zeus, and Iron Gopher with the Raven, and Vile for the Alpha Hawk. Just everyone was super cool with me using their pieces in this. Also Builder BB for providing the Rapid Strike rails, or side plates. So there's a lot of community members in this build, and I really do commend them for their effort into this build unknowingly. So that is going to do it for this build. I hope you guys enjoy it. Leave me a comment down below what you think about this blaster, if you have any thoughts and opinions. I've been Grimper2458, and I'll see you guys in another video sometime. See ya.